It's summertime here at the A-Frame for Airbnb in beautiful Canyon Lake, Texas, and it's getting super hot. So, Mr. Cool, the sponsor of today's video, sent me 4 air handlers and 2 condensers, and I'm so excited to partner with them. They are gonna help me cool down this A-Frame. But unlike most Mr. Cool videos you've seen before, I'm actually installing all of the mechanicals in the walls, which is completely different from most Mr. Cool videos here on YouTube. The first step is to decide how you're going to set your condensers on the ground. So since I have a slope lot, I chose to pour concrete slabs for each condenser to give them a perfectly level surface. I went with 4,000 PSI fast setting concrete and made the concrete forms just out of scrap 2x4s that I had. Once both slabs were poured and hardened, it was time to bolt the condensers to the concrete. I drilled holes in the slabs for the bolts using my rotary hammer drill, and then bolted the condensers to the concrete slabs using high-strength anchoring epoxy. After both condensers were set, it was time to mount the first air handler.
All right, so the first task of today is to get these air handlers in place. And so the very first one goes in the master above the window. Now, once I get the placement squared away, the next thing is where I'm gonna set the line set and the DIY Pro cable within the walls. Because remember, I'm doing that differently than pretty much everybody else on YouTube who just drills a hole through the wall and has that line set and Pro cable running straight to the condenser. I'm not doing that because this is new construction and I can do things differently. So the next thing I'm gonna do before I go ahead and nail in the stud right here is create the space for the DIY Pro cable and the line set using this 4 1/4 inch hole saw. Whew.
So before I install the air handlers in the rooms, I hung a small piece of drywall to give the unit some backing. This should definitely make things easier when I go to hang drywall in the house. Now, before you install your air handlers, you want to slowly unravel the line sets that are attached to the units. Once you have your wall plate installed, you're ready to install your air handler. So after a little bit of wrestling with the air handler and the line sets, my first unit was in place. Okay. Good golly, Miss Molly. Whew. Since I'm running the DIY Pro cable, drain line, and line sets in between the walls, I drilled holes in my bottom floor plate to run those connections to the outside condensers. Now, since my condensers are positioned a little further away from the air handler than normal, I ordered additional line sets as attachments. Now, the line sets come coiled up, so you have to roll them out slowly before the installation. Connecting the line sets is really easy. Just grab your standard size wrench and you're good to go. Installing the other 3 air handlers was just as easy. I just chose the optimal position for the air handlers after considering where each line set, drain line, and DIY Pro cable needed to be run. So I have 2 condensers. One is an 18K BTU unit and the other is a 27K BTU unit. The 27K is for my 3 condensers going to my master, my office, and the loft upstairs. And the 18K BTU unit is handling all of my other living spaces in the house. Installing DIY Pro cable is super easy. Everything is labeled by colors and numbers. Red is number 1. Number 2 is the white wire. Black wire, number 3. So the next thing I'll do is put this ground on here, and then I'm going to take this screw and put this in here. So when it comes to wiring your specific units back to your panel, Mr. Cool is actually very helpful. They sent me this diagram of the units that I have, which tells me the specific type of Romex wire and the breaker that I need per condenser. So for my 10-2 wire and my 12-2 wire for each of my condensers, I ran that Romex underneath the house and I stapled it using my staple gun to the floor joist, or if the wire or line set was a little bit larger and I couldn't staple it directly to the joist, I just used a zip tie to attach the line set and the wire to the house. Just a disclaimer, I am not a licensed electrician. Mr. Cool also requires a certified electrician to do electrical work in order to maintain their warranty. So when it was time to wire the condensers, I reached out to a local licensed electrician. Now, every AC unit needs its own 30 amp quick disconnect. That way, if the condenser ever needs to be serviced in the future by a technician, they can turn off the power running to that unit without coming inside the house. Now, I needed my new electrician BFF to walk me through how to correctly install the Romex wire to the 30 amp quick disconnect. Okay, so basically, this white needs to go over to this white. They need to swap each other, right?
Yeah, your wires coming from your breakers and this car flex here.
Yeah.
They need to be on your line lugs, which is right here and right here.
Right.
This one's good. This one's got to go over here.
Okay. Once I made those changes and installed the fuses to the switches of the quick disconnect, I was good to go. And when it comes to installing the line set to the condensers, the first step is to unscrew the panel and the caps over the lines from the condenser. Next, you want to hand tighten the line sets and then tighten them with the wrench afterwards. Then take the provided Mr. Cool Allen wrench and unscrew the valves on your condenser. After that, replace the caps to the valves and you can reinstall the panel to the condenser as well. With everything wired up and installed, it was time to turn on the units. Okay, that was pretty easy. This is kind of exciting. It's really exciting, actually. Like, to put together your own ACs and have to hire anybody. Like, I can only imagine if I called an HVAC guy out here. No diss to my HVAC people. You guys are needed, especially here in Texas. Oh my gosh, but I already know if I called somebody to do this for me, they would just tell me, 20,000. I started by installing the provided smart USB for each air handler.
That was easy.
And wired both the double pole 30 and double pole 20 breakers to my breaker box. As far as the breakers go, you wire them both the same. The black and white wires are installed into the silver terminals and the ground wire runs into your actual panel. And then I went to turn on the breakers.
Whoa, that's intense.
Okay, so this one should be the dryer, which makes it, okay, so this is laundry, the dryer, Mr. Cool's right here. Wow, it worked. Oh my God. Let's go. Okay, let's turn this thing on. This one already has the USB stick in it, so it's ready to go. Now, this is my first time installing a mini split and wiring a house, and I got to turn the power on, so I was pretty excited. Oh my gosh. Wow, that's amazing. I might just stand up here sometimes, just let it hit me. My goodness.
Feels good?
Feels so good.
Awesome.
Wow. Okay, let's pop these other ones on, for real. Now, Mr. Cool does recommend that you wrap your line sets and your drain lines with the provided tape. I personally waited until everything was turned on and in working order, and now that it is, I'll go back and I'll wrap my line sets and drain lines with the provided tape. Plus, I'll add some fire blocking spray foam in all of my penetrations for the house. I wanted to give a big thank you to Mr. Cool for this video. You want to see me crush more projects like this? Click this video here.